So, this is on 20-star enemy strength. I am going to murder Carnage Baal. I have a curry active with a whole load of Carnage elixirs in it to give everyone an extra 2 billion HP. Main attacker is going to be Priere, who is going to make use of her extreme Mardock overload to kill each of the Baals in turn, and then she's going to finally squad attack the bits. And she's mainly going to be spamming the skill Light and Darkness, which is a combo skill with Christo, who's quite convenient to have anyway. And this is powered up as high as it goes. Equipment wise, she's got a professional on there for extra crit damage. Makes crits go from 1.5 times damage to 2.5 times. Most of the stuff won't matter too much. All Digger would make her deal more damage from behind, but I don't think I'm actually doing any attacks from behind. Blood Pumper is just for extra stats when she's at low HP. Because one of the downsides to Extreme Mardock is it drops her stats every time she kills anything. So I'm going to have to do a few things to push her stats back up again. Watermelon Smasher is 50% more damage, but you lose 50% accuracy. She'll be next to Christo, that works. And Overclocker is just for movement. She's technically using magical monster weapons, doesn't matter too much as long as I just buff the right stat. Ability wise, bundle attack won't come into it. Assault attack, further she moves, more damage she deals. Rage charge, her attacking power increases every time she gets hit. She'll be going in and out of the base panel a whole load of times to get hit a lot. Acceleration shot, the further away things are, the more damage she'll deal to them. This will matter when squad attacking the bits, because 3 out of 4 of them will hit the plus 200% cap from this. Never Give Up allows you to perform combo attacks additional times, so she's going to, just because of this, she'll quad cast Light and Darkness. Purgatory, 1.5 times critical damage. Critical point, 1.3 times critical damage, as long as you're not next to something, not next to the enemy you're hitting. I won't be, I'll be 2 spaces away. Impact charge, 10% attacking power every time you get hit by a non-elemental attack. Again, we'll be taking a load of damage just entering the map, so that'll charge up quickly. I Won't Lose is 40% more damage when you're at low HP. Dead Sexy is 30% more damage when attacking male units. The one bit that we're not far away from is male. One of the other bits is male anyway. The other 2 are female, but won't matter so much. We just need more damage against the bit we will be attacking, because we won't have the full acceleration shot against it. And also, Baal counts as male, so that works here. And Gender Bender makes Priere count as male, and this matters because a whole bunch of units in the same squad have bodyguards. And let's find someone who's got that. Zrokan's in the same squad. I have 19 units in this squad with the bodyguard's ability, so that's plus 5% attacking power for to any males in the squad. It stacks, so 19 units with it in the squad is plus 95 attacking power, 95%. Quickly show the squad. Footsoldier Squad, full of units. Overlord Priere is the leader. I changed the colour scheme because I like purple. Same reason why I've changed Sicily's colour scheme. So yeah, also, Footsoldier Squad, 20 units, so everyone in here gets plus 20% stats. Before I explain further, let's just see if anyone's showing up. Okay. I've also got Etna here. She's going to serve, well, she's basically serve one purpose, Referee Fan has Sumo Wrestler on it, which is plus 10% attacking power to monsters on the same map, and a bunch of movement gear just because she can. When she's in revenge mode, she can use Chaotic Ordino, which summons a whole bunch of Prinnies. And the crucial thing about that is the Prinnies copy her equipment, or, well, except her sub-weapon. In the case of the main weapon, it just gets turned into the monster equivalent. The important thing is, she's going to summon a whole bunch of Prinnies, so there's going to be a whole bunch of units on the map with Sumo Wrestler, which means a whole bunch of attacking power for monsters. Priere is a monster. You can sort of see where this is going. We are just stacking bonuses on top of bonuses on top of bonuses. Christo really doesn't matter what he's got other than the fact that he's got good equipment to have a whole load of stats. So we need Christo here anyway, because combo skill with Priere, but also adjacent allies have 100% accuracy. That's obviously going to be useful. We don't want to miss. Also prevents nicks. And also he lends 20% of his int to the attacking stats of adjacent allies. So Christo having high stats means essentially he, at 99 million stats, he lends almost 20 million int to anyone, 20 million towards whatever attacking stats adjacent allies are using, which helps a lot. In Ingersong, adjacent allies get another 25% attacking power. Medical Insertion, I'm going to be using Christo as a buffer. So yeah, basically buff spells are twice as powerful, which means and I will show this now. +4 magic boost is plus 50%. With medical insertion, that doubles to the cap of plus 100%. Because again, Priere's stats are going to go down because of extreme Mardock, so we need to buff at least her int back up because we're using an int weapon on her. Deficient work is so that Christo can use an item without using his turn, and this is gonna matter a little bit. Basically, Christo's going to use an item to heal people so that he actually has any SP left, because Baal's going to do loads of SP damage simply entering the map and no one will have any SP. Also heals Priere just so that he can take more damage to charge up rage charge and impact charge more. Veteran support is also similar. He can use a support skill without using up his turn. I can't even remember if these actually stack, but I'll be playing as if I don't have veteran support. Charismatic Novice, adjacent ally units gain 10% stats. Basically, I'm going to be getting at least a plus 100% stats, which is the cap, just to make sure that Priere's stats remain as high as possible. Unstable power, plus 50% stats to Christo on turn 1. This is again just make sure Christo has as high stats as possible. Convert Force, plus 25% to his stats, except it sets all his elemental resistances to minus 50%. This won't matter on this map for two reasons. One, there's a whole bunch of units on the map who just negate your elemental resistances even if they're negative, and we are not going to let anything attack other than Baal attacking the base panel. Absolute Ruler, monsters on the map gain 5% stats. Again, this is just stacking plus percent stats to, because Priere herself doesn't have many on, and we're going to use a combination of that and a stat buff to keep her stats up. Licensed Caregiver, this is something that gets used a lot in extract farming setups. Basically, you can use items on multiple units at once. So we'll be using this to give Christo himself, Priere, and one other unit some healing. And I don't have anything in the final slot. That other unit is just a Sage. This isn't my main Sage, this is a buffing Sage. Will pretty much be used solely for multi-attacker, which adds an extra cast of skills to an ally for 2 turns. So Priere is going to go from using her combo skill 4 times, using it 5 times. Equipment-wise, doesn't really matter, it's just movement. She has a bow for a reason. Also, it sort of matters Christo's got, actually, Christo having a ranged weapon doesn't matter anyway. Anyway, we have Angel Song, again, increased attacking power of adjacent allies. Support attack, this is going to be used near the end for building up a combo chain. Basically, if a nearby ally attacks something, the unit follows up with an attack of their own, and this is useful for building the combo chain for higher damage multipliers. Curse Dance, enemies on the map take 3% more damage. And Bodyguards is just Bodyguards. Mentioned before, already shown Etna. Zeroken, going to be used, well, basically for Superluminal Wolf. He just makes 4 clones of himself, and they all have his abilities, which is his equipment doesn't matter, it's his movement gear. It sort of matters, I want high movement on him, but Uniques won't be used. Angel Song, same as before. Curse Dance, again, same as before. Lovely Song just buffs stats of allies. Again, this is helping keep Priere stats up. Bodyguards, showed before. Dark Song, plus 2% to ally stats, minus 2% to enemy stats. Enemies on this map are immune to debuffing, so this won't help. And Absolute Ruler, again, 5% stats to monsters on the map. Zeroken and all of his clones will have these, so Zeroken is basically just being used as a bunch of bodies. Peta has a ranged weapon, and reason for that is, again, she's got support attack, also Angel Song and Curse Dance, and nothing else. She's partly being used for Badass Daughter. If she's next to an Overlord unit, that unit gets plus 30% attacking power, and Overlord Priere is, funnily enough, an Overlord unit. And then Mal, similar situation, just movement gear and a ranged weapon. And he's also got Angel Song, support attack, Curse Dance, so he's going to do a similar thing of buffing adjacent allies and building a combo chain. He's also got Angel Majesty, which decreases the defensive power of adjacent enemies, so helps us do a tiny bit more damage to them. And Live Experiment is in fact awfully worded. So what this does, any allies within 3 panels deal 20% more damage, doesn't include himself. Any enemies within 3 panels take 20% more damage, these effects stack. So he's going to help us deal more damage, and he's going to make enemies take more damage. And so yeah, that's pretty much his role, and I think that covers everything. Items wise, we have an SP recovery item, and somewhere along the lines I'm going to be using Special Curry for healing. I might change animations when I get to a certain point in the fight, just because it looks a bit more impressive. Okay, so things to note, all of these areas have an attack symbol on them. They also have an enemy boost symbol. Baals all have roughly the same abilities, and ones we care about. The bits behind the Baals can't be damaged until you kill the Baals. Pretty much can't do anything tricky against them, just damage. Ignoring the base battle attack, if Baal attacked me, he'd deal more damage than normal. In fact, on 20 stars, he deals about 6 times as much damage, so good thing I'm not going to be ending turn. Or the more important one, he takes less damage on higher enemy strength. 20 stars, he takes about 25% less, I believe. And yeah. And then the bits, among other things, the bits actually have on their equipment unique ability, unique innocence that reduce damage taken, mechanical damage taken, and physical damage taken, so the bits are quite tanky. Also on top of that, yeah, they each set their corresponding elemental resistance to 0, so it doesn't matter what your resistances are coming into this map. Your elemental resistances, until you kill the bits, are all 0, whether they're positive or negative. Similar things before. And then the really nasty one, Death Companion. When we kill them, we die. Which means I've either got to have like separate units killing the bits, or I've got to kill them in one go. This is where Squad Attack comes into it, because Squad Attack can hit all 4 bits in one go. And then this particular one takes reduced damage if I attack them from too far away. It says more than 3 panels, that's actually wrong, it's 3 or more, so I want to attack from 2 panels away. So I've spent ages explaining this, now let's actually kill stuff. Okay, so I'll send Etna out first because she's not currently in revenge mode, so she needs to gain a load of revenge just from everyone else getting damage. Okay, so Priere's damaged quite a bit. So we've already got Rage Charge to 120%, Impact Charge is maxed, Blood Pump is active because we're at low HP, I Won't Lose is active because we're at low HP, Christo can come out in a minute, Zorokan can just go over here, uses Overload. Let's activate Priere's while I remember. Etna's almost ready. Now we can activate Etna's. We have a whole bunch of Brunies. And yeah, so their Strange Feelers are going to have Sumo Wrestler on them. Which means we have plus 200% attack from Sumo Wrestler because we just hit the cap there. Mal comes out, I'll need him in a minute. Maya comes out. Let's rearrange the units a bit. Okay, so Christo uses the curry, and because of efficient work, that doesn't use up his turn. Gonna sit here, magic boost. Buff both their ints. Okay, Christo can move out of the way. So we have some SP, but we're gonna lose it again immediately. So someone else will have to heal their SP, which is easy enough. We have plenty of units. Okay, so yep. Rage Charge maxed. We are at low HP for I Won't Lose. Actually, hang on, I think I want to do that again. Yep, and Blood Pumper. Okay, so this Zorokan clone over here can just use the Bloody Mary. There we go, we have some SP. Now let's move people out of the way a bit. You can just stand over here, actually. Actually, before I do anything else, you move. You go back on the base panel to do this, so you haven't actually moved yet. Yeah, so now I can move her around as much as I need, despite the fact she's already used her turn, because I haven't actually used up her movement. And now we are going to use some Zorokan clones to just throw Priere further away from the base panel, and the reason for that is just to get more use out of her acceleration, out of her assault attack. Technically I could just use the assault attack bug for this, but it's kind of fun making some use of Zorokan. Okay, so she's not going to be maxed at this point, but assault attack is at 160%, which will help. Okay, and finally I will have a use for Etna. I don't like this enemy boost being here, so let's get rid of it by throwing it onto an enemy. Okay. Now I will turn fast forward off. Now let's show this skill off once. So I've got plus a whole bunch of attack, and that tiny bit of damage adjustment. Keep in mind, Baal is in revenge mode, so it takes 25% less damage. Takes 25% less because of one of his abilities. Resists every weapon type by 25%. In fact, on top of everything else, these units are making him take 20% less damage. Yeah, he takes just less. He takes like very little damage anyway. So that 59%, you know, we're dealing essentially 159% damage after all those reductions. Yeah. Okay, so let's actually show the skill once, and then I'm not going to show it for the repeat uses, because we're going to be casting this about 4 or 5 times per Baal. That animation is going to add up a lot. Also, this animation's a bit painful on the eyes. That's one Baal dead. That's 2 of them dead. There's so many things on this map. Go 3. So at this point her stats are starting to drop, but her int is still high. For anyone curious, the stat debuff from Extreme Mardock is actually just its own multiplier. So if that reaches essentially 0%, you're stuck at straight 1 stats no matter what. So there is effectively a cap to how many times you can kill things per turn, without cutting in things like team attacks. And then finally, let's actually just turn ally effects on. Okay, so going to set up some attacks ready for support attack chains. Oh, actually Christo can in fact join in. Yeah, okay, so I actually wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, those both do work, so in fact with those he can use a support skill and an item and still attack in the same turn. Okay. And this is going to be overkill in a minute. So yeah, those things are taking different amounts of damage. So the one we're nearest is taking the least because Acceleration Shot is dealing plus 200% damage to the further away ones, but we're only doing plus 30% to the nearest. But on top of that, the red one's taking slightly more damage because of Dead Sexy. The green and red bits are counted as male, the blue and purple are counted as female. The blue and purple also count as busty for anyone who cares, so yeah, one of Etna's abilities, Busty Killer, can make you deal it's either extra damage or extra attack against busty units, yeah, so in case you're curious. So let's queue this up, and this should kill when we've done this combo chain. And Christo actually dealt some damage to it. All those squad attack units. Now this should kill, because we've got double damage here. Yeah, 140 something billion to the nearest one, so the rest would have taken even more than that. So 140 something billion, so the other, yeah. So the other 720, 730-ish billion split between the other three, yep. Yes, that is 20-star Carnage Baal, well and truly dead. And for all that, we got a Great Baal Horn, which of course Priere can't use because she's a monster. Yep, for all of that, we get this thing, which is basically essentially a trapezahedron as a sword with the range of a bow.